we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. If you've not clicked on the agenda yet, let me share that one more time because I think we had a few people roll in directly after I shared that. Then you might want to just have it up, but if not, I'm going to share it on my screen as well. Have you all seen the Franklin County Schools curriculum app that I created probably back in September? I know administrators used it more frequently than teachers did. But have you all seen that? Okay, awesome. If you have not seen it before, then, and if you want to, let me turn on my camera here. You can scan your, the barcode that you see on my screen right now. You can scan that with your phone. Just pull up your camera app and scan the QR code, and it will pop up here. And you can click on the link that shows up, and it's going to show you how to download that onto your phone as an app. So today's session, we say app because it's going to look exactly like an app once you get it downloaded. And I do, yeah, okay. So right here is the app itself. It will look like an app, but apps require you to have app developer account, and we don't want to spend money on that. So this works like an app and everything. It's just kind of like a save as your home screen type of thing. So right there. And when you click on that and you get it downloaded and you open it up, it's going to load. And I apologize, everything is flip screened on it. I did point that out to me earlier. So you're going to have all of your links, and then down here at the bottom, you're going to have different sub pages that you can go to. You can pick which template you want. I think I picked list view. You can pick grid view or whatever, so it'll look a little differently. So at the end of today, hopefully you will know how to create your own app to look kind of like what we created for that district curriculum map. So let's see. Kind of, actually, sort of. Kristen, you don't have to worry. You're good. Either email is fine. Okay, so moving right along, the website that we use to create these apps is called Glide Apps. And glideapps.com, it's completely free. They do have some premium access and all of that, but the free version works perfectly fine for me. And they also have templates on there, but I'd recommend just making your own and not paying $99 to make your own or to have them make a template for you. So once you get there, you can press sign up, and you can just sign in with Google. That's what I did. Mine's not going to let me sign up again because I've already got my account. Once you get in there, you're going to see all of the apps that you have created. I'm trying to create something here, but yeah, this is the one that actually works. So I figured it would be nice if I showed you what one looks like at the beginning, at the end, before we show you how to make one from scratch. Okay, so what you do, you're really just coding a Google Sheet. That's the wrong one. You're going to have like the titles for each of your pages or each of your content that you want on each page. And then this list right here.
Stella.
Yes.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. We only see your little blinking face on the screen.
Oh. Hang on.
It's pretty face.
Let's try again. I did that last time too. After I turn my web camera on, it goes to the wrong face or the wrong. There we go. Is that better? Can you all see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley, so much. Okay, let me restart. So you have to have a Google Sheet, and that's how you're going to code your app. So for instance, right here, this column is going to be what you have like all of your titles on. Kindergarten, reading, writing, yada, yada, yada. that is kind of like the titles of each of the links that you're going to do. In the second column, if you have a photo, you want to label that be photo, and it is just like this little picture icon that you have. I created these inside of Google Slides, and then I just downloaded them. If you have actual pictures that you want to use, like on your phone or something, just save those to your Google Drive, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But save those to your Google Drive, and you'll be able to get them from there. And then lastly, you have the link that you want it to send you to whenever they click on that. So for instance, this was what it looks like on the app. That's why it's in this small little font here, because it's showing like a phone. So if I click on kindergarten math, I can then click on whatever content that I have on that page, and then it's going to take me to whatever link that I have there. Okay. So it will make a lot more sense once you get in there and you start playing around with it. But do I have any questions about that? Like just the title, the picture, and then the link that you want it to be sent to? Are you all good?
I have one, Stella. So the link, is it more like a website? If we have a website we want our kids to get to for use in the class, or is this a website we're creating?
So those are just whatever links you want your students to go to. For instance, this one would be that curriculum map that we created as a whole district. But you can have it send them to like Quizlet, to a Quizlet link or whatever. Does that make sense?
So if I understand this right, this is a little bit more just like a hub of, hey, in math class, you're going to need this link, this link, this link, and you just have them all in one place kind of thing?
Yeah. So like
cool.
You could have it broken up by day, and they could click on it, and then you'd have all the links there that they would need. Or you could just put like a link to a document with different text on there if you want. So you can just have it linked to whatever website that you want it to go to. Down here at the bottom of the app, you do have different pages. Like I've got this one broken up into elementary, middle, high, and standards. So each of those are broken up. You could have it, if you teach elementary school, you could be like math, language arts, science, social studies, or broken into whatever different tabs you want down there at the bottom. And to do that, you just have a different tab added at the bottom of that Google Sheet. Call it whatever you want, and then add your links in there. Okay, so on the agenda that I shared out, I wanted to make sure that I included that template that I used, as well as the template that I used to make pictures for my my little icons. Darn it. I hate how they changed to where you can't just open a link anymore. Like I just want to click on it. So this is what I use to make my little pictures. Okay. Now, that's what it looks like, and that's kind of like what the background web looks like. And you're going to have the ability to choose how you want your list to look. Like you might want tiles, or not that one, obviously, but a list or a compact. And then some of these are they're going to be different options for your different pages. But those first three are going to be the ones that I use the most, that I found to be the most user-friendly. So how do we get started? How do we make our own app? You want to go and create your account and get you a blank Google Sheet open. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to click one of these options. if I have a Google Sheet that I've already created, kind of like I did for the Franklin County Schools curriculum work, then I want to pick Google Sheet, and it's going to ask me to upload that. If I click from template, they have them, and they used to have some free ones, but when I was in here the other day, it did not show any free ones. I just saw all of these prices. Oh, there's a free one. So there might be some in there that's helpful for you. There's a free one. Okay, I was just scrolling too fast. So you could actually go in there and use one of those templates if you want to. So let me just click on one that I can read. Let's just use this one. I can preview it, and I can just go in and edit that. Just copy the template, and then I can edit it to make it match whatever it is that I want to have in my class. Okay. So you just go in, you can edit the title. But when I was working on mine, I found this to be kind of confusing because I didn't know how to change all of this to the way that I wanted it to. But you can go in there and you can change out what they've already got. To me, it's always more helpful if I start from a blank slate, just because I can make it look exactly like what I want it to. So if you want to create one from your own, you click from Google Sheet, and then you'd go in and you'd find the Google Sheet that you're creating. So you have to make your Google Sheet first. Okay. So I'm just going to open up a new one. So if you've never made a Google Sheet before, don't let this scare you. It's super easy to do. It's really just like a document. You're just typing in these cells. So I might have over here day of the week. And then here I might have the photo that I need for that because I want to have a picture. And then over here, I'm going to have a link to maybe an agenda for that day. Okay. Okay. So going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if I was doing this for an actual class, I might want to put in dates instead of days of the week because you don't want to erase everything that you do every week. You kind of want to make it be so to where students could still go back in and see all of the archived, and then maybe you could just continue to add new dates down here at the bottom, or you could right click and insert one above and add those dates in above that, whatever you think would be best for you and your students. So here, the photo, you have to have a link. That's why I said it's really handy if you just upload that inside of Google Drive. I always like to use Google Slides to make my pictures, but let's just say that I want to go into my Drive and find one. I'm going to open my Drive on my other window here so I can make sure that I'm being confidential. Photos. Because some of the pictures that I have in my Drive have student faces in them, and this is a recording, so, okay. All right. So let's say that I have this picture here when it loads, and I want to use that. I can just click these three dots or right click on the picture inside of my Google Drive and click share and change that to anyone with the link can view and get a shareable link. Okay. Copy. And then I'll go over to my spreadsheet that I just made, and I'll just post a picture of that link directly into there. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? You may got questions.
What about if you're using a specific slide from Google Drive, please?
Oh, that's a really good question. If you want to do that, I always recommend going to File and then downloading that as a JPEG. and then uploading that individual picture into your Google Drive. So for instance, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it go into the actual Google Drive folder shared. So you could just upload that picture directly into your drive. Let me get confidential stuff off. Okay, this works. Okay, so I could just drag and drop that directly into my drive and it will automatically upload into there. Or it should. Sorry, I have to keep dragging my screen back over to make sure that I'm being. Okay. Okay, let's try it this way. So drag and drop into your drive and it's going to upload. You couldn't do it in recent. It just wouldn't like in that. So after you upload it, you can click on it. It's going to take you there automatically. You click those 3 dots and click share and get that shareable link. I saw another question in the chat. Let's see. Tiffany says, so as you add to the sheet, it will update your app. Tiffany, yes, you have to click a button after you get your app like all the way coded the way that you want to update it. But yes, it will update your app. You just keep working on that same Google Sheet. Jordan, image size kind of matters because it's going to be stretched or shrunk. So you really just have to play around with it. Whenever I make stuff, I usually use Instagram dimensions, and those seem to work on this app. And those Instagram dimensions are yeah, 1080 by 566. But really just playing around with that image size is going to be what works the best that I found. And this, actually what I upload is just a picture from a slide and it worked fine. Yes, Tiffany, you can. You can add those dates in as often as you want to. And Greg says, can you put an actual picture there or just the link? So since it's a Google Sheet, you want to make sure that you're just putting that link. But whenever it pulls it to your the app that you want, it's going to pull that picture like it did in this one. So there's the picture that I had. So it needs that link in order to code it for your app. Awesome. Okay. Sweet. All right. So let's just say that going forward, this right here, this Google document from today is the agenda that I want to use for that day. I want to make sure that anyone with the link can view. So I'm going to click share again. And it's going to automatically say like restricted. So make sure that, let me go back because I went fast. Make sure that you click change and click it to where anyone with the link can view. If you leave it to just FCPS, then that means that students who are logged in on their family's devices will not be able to see it. So I highly recommend this one. And then just get that copy that shareable link and then paste that into your spreadsheet right there. And then you've got your first day done. It's going to automatically pull that picture and it's going to automatically pull that link directly into your app like we saw on the curriculum map. Okay. So you would just continue to do that for every individual day just for the sake of time because I want to make sure that you all have some time to play with this too at the end. I'm just going to make it be the same thing. But you can go in and you can have a different document for every single day. So if I wanted to go in and add a new document for Tuesday, I could just go and get that link and put that into my sheet and it would be ready to go.
Can you also share like a video link through this?
Absolutely. So If you wanted to go to YouTube and I'm just saying, it could be YouTube or it could be something inside of your drive with Screencastify that you've made. You just go and let's just click on this one here. You can put that link directly into your slide. So I'll do that. Oops, sorry. I'll do that for Wednesday. Really, you can put links into anywhere on the internet as long as they're not blocked by any filters that we have set up for student accounts. If students are logged in, then it's going to be perfectly fine. And since they're using their personal devices for this, they probably don't have to worry about any of that.
Stella, if you have a Bitmoji classroom that has links within it, can it handle that double layer?
It can.
Okay.
And let me just, I could find what my Bitmoji classroom was called. I'm just going to pick this one. They'll be fine with this. I'm just going to share this one because it's kind of got all of that different features going on too. Yeah, it can definitely handle that because it's just going to have them open that up.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Let's see here. So if you want to add multiple days to that slide, you can do that. You just want to go in and comma and then post your next link under that. So like you can add text directly into here if you want to. And then you could just like comma and then post your next link if you wanted to do that, and it would save it. You're very welcome. Very welcome. All right. So let's just say that we wanted this just to be our agendas. And then we wanted on the bottom of our app to be over here, this middle column. Maybe we want that one to be homework. So every individual page that you want will be down there, but you can only have 4 with the free version. I know that's kind of lame, but I tried to add a 5th one and it told me I couldn't do that. So you can just go in, add all the different pages at the bottom that you want, and then go in and add all of the different content that you want. For the sake of time, I'm just going to copy what we already have. And then once you get your page set up and you've got it all ready to be uploaded to your app, give it a title. That helps. Go over to your Glide apps and click on, click on Create App and use that Google Sheet. Upload it from a sheet. You can click App 2 or whatever you titled yours and click Select, and it's going to pull that directly from the Google Sheet. So now you can see that we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I can click on homework, and if it was something different, I could see that.
Stella, I'm sorry. I must have missed the Glide slide. What is the Glide?
Glide is the website that you use to upload your sheet to. So it's glideapps.com. It's also on that agenda that I sent out. Let me put that back in the chat box.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. No worries. So, yeah, this app right here is where you go to make your app. Okay. All right. So over here to the side, that's where you can go and you can change like how your app looks. If you don't want it to be big tiles, because sometimes that doesn't look the best, then you can make it be a compact list or a list. And I know it's like, where's the pictures? Because we put those in there. So over here to the side, you have all of these different options that you can pick from. So you can have a day of the week, like your title is going to be whatever you want your title column to be. So we named ours in this day of the week. And that's why that one's bolded and up here at the top like a title. For details, I didn't add that column, but if you wanted to, you could go in and add a details column to where you could add like a little bit of, hey, make sure you check Google Classroom, or just some type of little notification that you could give your students underneath that link, if that makes sense. And I'll update my app so we can see what that looks like. I'm just going to leave that one blank for now. Under image, though, I want to change that to photo, and now it's going to automatically pull that picture that I have selected for that day, and hopefully it wouldn't be the same picture every day if I was making an app, but just because I wanted to make sure that I was showing you all of the features, that it would be quicker. So that's what it would look like when I click on it. Kelly, that's a really good question. So you could have a contact sheet down here. So you could just say, contact me or whatever. And you would put a title. And I forgot to mention, like, this first row, you want that to be the title of whatever you want these little drop down menus to be. If you just go ahead and start putting like email, it's going to automatically assume that's the title for that little drop down menu. So email me. You could have a phone number. Like, don't do phone numbers. That's a bad example. But email me. You could phone number. Like if we're at school, you could put the phone there. Just however you wanted them to go, and then you could add a picture if you want to, or you don't have to. Totally up to you. And then here for the link, you could just put in your email address. And that way, when they click on that, since they're going to be on a device, whether it be an iPad or a cell phone of some sort, whenever they click on that, it's going to automatically open up their email address or their email domain, like whatever they're using, Gmail, Outlook, whatever, and they'll be automatically sending an email to you. And then you could just put a phone number here. I know it wouldn't really be a link, but kind of, because they're on a phone, they can click on it, and it probably would be. Oh, sorry, put my own phone number on there. Darn it. Okay, so they could click on that and it would be automatically sent. Does that make sense, Kelly? So the next time that you go to your Glide app, if you've made changes to your sheet, it's going to say, oh, ding, there are new columns in your sheet. Do you want to automatically add new components for them? And you'll click yes, and it will do its magic, and it's going to automatically add all of those to your list. Maybe I have to refresh in order to see it. Kelly, you're absolutely right. A Google Voice number would work really, really well for that. Data. Okay, let's see. For some reason, it didn't pull my new edits that I made whenever we clicked upload. So let me back out and go back to this app again and see if that's going to help. Okay. So it's supposed to automatically like say, oh, do you want to make those changes? And it's supposed to automatically do it, but I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to keep clicking around here till I find out. Sorry, go ahead.
Stella,
Yes.
did you use a different sheet instead of that first sheet? Did you make a new one instead of editing, and would that be why?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Was it that you added a tab at the bottom with that new sheet, or was it a totally new sheet?
It was the same sheet that I was working on. I'm pretty sure because it's still got all of the stuff I was working on before.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to follow. Thanks.
No, you are fine. I appreciate you. Let's see. Well, okay. All right. Maybe one of you all does anybody see with their eyes with what I'm clicking on? Like, let's see. Maybe if I close that out. Tabs. I'm wondering if maybe since I made the changes on my sheet, it might, oh, wait, no, that's not it. It might take it some time to pull that because it's not pulling it automatically. And I really feel like it used to. So let me just close it.
It just pulled it up at the bottom and said, contact me.
Did it?
Yeah, it was in blue on the bottom right.
So it takes it a few minutes. Okay.
Yeah, I had to
I was
update.
really starting to be like, well,
It just wasn't instant.
yes, and I want things to be instant.
Well, now it's not blue, but you see what I'm saying? It's there.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, there's the button. Edit sheet. So while I'm stumbling around here unprofessionally, I'm so sorry. I will say over here to the side, you do have your sheet always linked to it. So if inside of your Google Drive, you have a hard time finding the sheet that you've been working on, you can scroll all the way to the bottom and find that sheet by clicking the pencil, and it's going to automatically pull that sheet up. But it pulled out that new tab that I created personally inside of there. But whenever I make adjustments to the Franklin County Schools one, it automatically makes those changes and saves them. So that might be something that when I send you all the video, I'm gonna have to see what they've changed to make it automatically sync those updates, because it says refresh only on edit. That's what I want. So I will figure that out, and I will add that to the video, and I'm just going to make it like a short snippet on the end, because that's a pretty important thing. We don't want the app just to stay stagnant. We don't want it to be exactly the same the whole year, but I will find that out and I will add that in because that's really important. Okay, so Amy says, do you think that creating an app would be better than having a Google site for your class? I don't want to update 100 different things each day, so I wanted your opinion. So, Amy, it really depends upon the students that you have and what you think would work best for you and them. For middle school students, like, I would say that they would, like speaking from my own experience, I would probably do a Google site. And if I did a an app, I would probably not make it something that I'd have to change every day. Maybe a commonly, like frequently asked questions or links to frequently visited things, if that makes sense. But for high school, I think an app would work really well if it updates. I don't know why it's not doing that. That's embarrassing. So, yeah. other than it not automatically updating, does anybody have any questions for me so far? Let's see. Oh, guys, I think, okay. They've changed the icon, and all right. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Right here, this little refresh button, it used to be up here, and it used to be like a star, and they've changed it on me. That is how you pull in that new page and all of your new changes. So they've changed the icon, and it threw me for a loop. I am sorry. But now if I reload my app or reload my sheet, I should have my new tabs down there at the bottom. Maybe. It's too far gone. New tab. Let me just delete my new tab because it's what's confusing me now. Okay, I'm just going to make a new video for that part because now my brain's all flustered. So sorry about that. All right, so once we get that figured out, you're going to have the ability to also go into your layout. And like I said before, on each page, you can change like the compact list. What you do for one page doesn't have to be what you do for all. Under features, you can have like all of your different like colors and filter by, all of that. And then under add, that's if you have people working with you, like viewers that you want to be able to add. I would not check this because anybody that has the link that can view will be able to add items to your app, and that could be dangerous. Over here to the side, you do have like all of your different icons for data and just previewing. And then you have your little pencil down there at the bottom. Under the settings, though, that's where you can go and you can make the icon for your app. So, for instance, on the curriculum work one, I wanted it to be the One Team FCS logo. So, on this one, I could go to my settings and go to upload and find whatever picture that I wanted to that I've saved to my computer, and I could upload it, and it would be the icon picture for that. It takes a few seconds. I can have the accent color, like on the SCS one, the background color is purple. If on this one, I wanted it to be pink, I could do that. Okay. All right. So that was a lot of information, and I stumbled all over the place over that reload thing. I'm so embarrassed. Do you all have any questions for me so far or anything? I think I may have messed it up when I clicked that add a new tab. So I'm just going to try to I'm just going to upload that again and see if that fixes my problem. Let's see. So, because that could be it. Amy, you absolutely could add a link to your site on the app. It could actually even be one of your links down there on the bottom where you have those buttons. You could say Our Google Site or Our Google Classroom, and they could click on that, and the link would automatically take them to the site. The best way I found to distribute the app once you get it, I made just this little flyer, and that's a really important part, Carrie. Thank you so much for bringing that up. You have to share that out to your kiddos. I think my internet might be being wonky. So click this share button, and you want to publish the app. And whoever sees mine's going to be like, what the heck did she do? What? It's going to automatically give you a QR code that you can copy and you can paste onto a document to print out or to hang up, or you can put it wherever it is that you get links to your students. You're also going to have an app link. So like, let's say that I wanted my link to be this, and I could copy that so I could make it be kind of specific just to me. But that every time that you change this link, notice that it also will change the QR code. So every time that you make those changes, it changes that QR code. I don't recommend doing that because then it's going to cause a break in your code whenever you share that with students. And that could be bad. You could also individually type in numbers, but that would be a lot of work. So I would just copy it and paste that into wherever it is that you share links with your pupils. So like right there. And then you could also copy the QR code. Let's see if it uploaded. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post in, I'm going to post the feedback form. Please give me some feedback on this session, and also the sign-in form for this session as well. While I'm playing around, and if you need to hop off and go play with this on your own, you totally can. I'm going to be here till at least 1, trying to figure out like why it's not saving my uploads. So here is the sign-in form. Don't forget, this is how you get your PD hours. I copy and paste directly from it, so make sure that you do that. And here will be my feedback form. For this section. So let's see what I've done. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to hop in. Oh, look, it kind of updated. Feel free to hop on that microphone and ask me. That way I can hear you. And if you want to go and play with Glide apps on your own, we have 14 minutes left in this session. You're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, Stella, you had mentioned earlier, like one of the tabs in there, the buttons at the bottom of the app being like homework. And I'm wondering, is that more like just a link to the homework assignment in Google Classroom, or is there something else in this where they could submit work?
There's not going to be anything in this where they can submit work to you unless you put like a Google form in there and they posted a link to it. But I would just have it send them directly to Google Classroom if that's what you're wanting on the app.
Okay.
It would just be easier for you. Not like it wouldn't really make that big of a difference to them, but it would make a difference for you. I think it would be much more difficult to grade through a Google form like that.
Right. Well, because I'm looking at trying to set up a Google site in conjunction with the Google Classroom for next year, since they're also so much more used to that over Schoology. But I like the idea of this and having a place for them where all of the links to any notes or like Quizlet study guides or anything like that are going to be posted. But I'm going to have all of that stuff in my classroom anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this is just like someone had said, doing like a whole bunch of the same thing, just all these different ways. Extra.
Yeah. Totally up to you and how it works for your class.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much. All right. So once you get that form filled out, you are more than welcome to stick around and help me try to figure out like why it's not working. But if you need to hop off, you're more than welcome to. And I really do appreciate you so much for being here. I am going to end the recording and I will add to the video when I find out why it's being glitchy.